Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will talk about gateways in Power BI service. So let's get started. So to start with, let us first understand what gateways are. So gateway is basically an mediator between your local server or database and cloud service. Okay, so that is what a gateway is, which basically means that if you want to connect your on-premise data, that is the data that you have in your organization stored into an Excel file or which is stored into a SQL server, and you want to connect that data to a cloud service, you require a gateway. So that is what a gateway is. If I want to explain you about the definition, so how it works like a messenger that securely delivers your data from where it lives. As I said, that is your local servers or databases to Power BI service in the clouds. Okay, it acts like a mediator between your on-premises data and cloud service in Power BI. It keeps everything connected and up to date without making your data travel too far. So everything is up to date. So when you don't have to go and every time refresh your Power BI desktop to get the latest data and all. So with the help of gateways, you can do that as well. Okay. So as I explained you, this is how, in a very simple a picture explanation I can give you, wherein you can see a SQL, you can see an Excel file, you can see, a PostgreSQLs, a lot of other databases that are there in your organization, and you need to connect it to the Power BI into cloud. So you will have to use a gateway, wherein your gateways or the data will be sent to the gateways. The gateways will be connected to the cloud service in Power BI, and then your reports in the Power BI service will be refreshed, or you will get an up-to-date data there. Okay. So what are the benefit of using these gateways? The benefit of using gateways are basically it will be used for all our cloud services. That's one of the benefit. Second, it has secure access to your data. The security of your data is not compromised, and it keeps your data up to date. So you will every time find your data is updated in Power BI service and your reports. Okay. So what we'll see in this video is how to download and install the gateway, how we can configure the gateway, adding gateway admins, like to whom you want to give access to these gateways and all, and how to use a gateway in Power BI service. Okay. So to do so, let's go to Google and find Power BI gateways. So I'm into Google and I have typed Power BI gateway, where you can see Power BI data visualization. Just click on Power BI gateway, the very first option, and it will give you this particular page wherein you can download two gateways. One is a standard mode and the other one is your personal mode. We will see about standard mode and personal mode in our coming videos. So for now, let's go and download personal mode. Now, why we are downloading personal mode, I will explain you. Now, as you know, there are two types of gateway. One is your standard mode and one is your personal mode. Now, what is the difference between standard mode and personal mode? So the only difference between standard mode and personal mode is that standard mode works best for the enterprise level. That means when you're working within a bigger organizations, or when you're working with the organization where the data set is huge, you need to, import through direct queries, or you want to import through live connections. Standard mode works best at that particular time. And personal mode, it works best with import mode, and when you are the only user to refresh the data. So, personal mode, wherein, now example, let's take an example for us. We are the only individual user to refresh our Power BI dashboard, to upload the data, to get the up-to-date data. I am the only one in my organization to, refresh the data and work on the Power BI report. So I will use personal mode. So that is the only difference between standard mode and personal mode. So let us go and see whether the download is completed or not. Yes, I think the download is completed. Now what we will do is we will just click on this download. So I'm getting an error which says the gateway installation failed. And what is the reason for that is because I have already installed the Power BI personal mode gateway on this machine. So that is the reason it is giving me an error. So what I'll do is I'll just uninstall the previous gateway that I have installed and reinstalled the one which we have downloaded now. Okay, so I have just uninstalled the personal gateway that was installed. Now let's go and click and see what details we will get to set up this gateway. Okay, so what it is giving me is getting ready to install that on-premises data gateway personal mode. This is the installation path where your on-premises data gateway will be saved. Let's click on accept and click on install. Okay, so the installation of the personal gateway was successful. Now it is asking us for the email address. Let's enter the email address that we have and click on sign in. So the very first time that you click on sign in, it will ask you for the user credentials. That is your user ID. That's your email ID, which you have already logged in, and the password for it. So I'll just select the account and enter the password. Okay, so it is showing us you have already set up an on-premises data personal mode before you continue. Some of your data set may not refresh until you update your credentials. Okay, so yes, I will like to take over this and click on continue. Okay, so now you see what it is giving me. It has been successful. The gateway is online and ready to be used. Now these are the various options that you get when you install a gateway. This is the status of your gateway. This is the settings. If you want to restart your gateway anytime, you can do it by going to service settings and restarting it. This is the diagnostic option wherein you can, if you want to add some additional login, if you want to see the logs of the gateway, if you want to do some testing of the network ports and everything, here you can use this diagnostic option. Then you have the network, which gives you an HTTPS mode wherein you can start communicating through various Azure gateways and all. And then we have the connectors. These connectors are basically where your gateway is stored and the connectors are stored. Okay, so now let us close this and go to Power BI service and see how we can set up this gateway to refresh our data in Power BI service. Okay, so I'm in Power BI service and now let's go to the setting option. And in setting option, let's go to manage connections and gateways. Once I click on this manage connection and gateway, you can see that as of now, there are no connections or gateway that has been installed. So you can see connection option, it is empty. You can also see an on-premises data gateways, which is also empty. And this is your virtual network data gateways, which is also an empty. So there are two options to this to set your gateway. One, you can directly click on new, or else what you can do is you can go to the workspace, select your report that for which you want to set this gateway. For now, I'll just go to the test workspace, and in test workspace, I will just select the data set. I'll go to the more option and click on settings. Once I click on settings, what it will show me is the option which says gateways and connections. So let us click on this, and now you can see that I already have a personal gateway. Okay, so you can see this, a personal gateway on which laptop it is running. You can see that details as well. Now what I can do is just go and click on and click on apply. Okay, so now this is not getting applied. What we will do here is we will go and recreate our cloud data source first. Okay, let's go and click on this. Okay, you can see this semantic model has been set now. We have recreated it, and the gateway option is also grayed out now. That means your gateway has been set and you will be able to use your gateway. Now, the gateway has been set. However, we are getting an error to the data source credentials. So what we will have to do is, if you can see here, which database I'm using, okay, to which server, I will have to edit the credentials, and I'll just click on edit credentials. It will ask me for, the configuration. Let's select Windows without a previously level. It should be organization, and let's click on sign in. Okay, now you can see your updates of the adventure work data source have been applied, and here also your credential has been set. Okay, now let's go to the setting options and manage connections and gateway. You can see here your postal gateway has been set, and the status here you will be able to see that your gateway is online. Now you will be able to connect your on-premises data source with Power BI in Power BI service. So yes, that's all about in today's video. Hope you like this video. Please comment below and subscribe to our channel. Have a great day.